Okay, let's talk Black Mirror. The newest season is out. We'll talk about the first episode. We'll do a video for each of the episodes, I guess. So we'll be probably doing them every day or two a day. We'll see how it goes. I also have the Flash ending explained coming for you. But check out our merch right here, both for Pearl. You can go check this out in the URL right here or in the description down below. It keeps the lights on for the channel and helps out a lot. So definitely go check that out if you can. And make sure you're subscribed because we are running a giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed and comment below, I want to enter the giveaway. That gets you an entry into the giveaway, which will be at 28,000 subscribers, so less than 200 away from that. But let's talk about Joan Is Awful, the latest episode in Black Mirror. So it's been a while for Black Mirror, right? There was all of this talk and everything. When is it coming back? When is it coming back? Out of nowhere, they drop a trailer, and now all the episodes are out. So let's get on with this episode right here, which is Joan Is Awful, which basically is, I feel, talking about not just reality TV, but also I think the internet as a whole, because, let's talk about the episode first before we get into all of that. So in this episode, we meet Joan, who very much so sees that her life, for some reason, is being put into a reality TV show of sorts. Well, it's not really like a reality TV show. It's more like a scripted show. So it's basically her life, but she's not playing herself in the show. It's actually somebody else, and that is actually Salma Hayek. Yes, the actual Salma Hayek is actually playing Joan in this world here. What Joan finds out is that this isn't really Salma Hayek. It's a deep fake of Salma Hayek that the streamer Streamberry has put out there. And I was thinking, Netflix, this is you? Because Netflix, we know that they be putting out some of the more interesting things on TV with all of these reality shows they have, and then whatever the hell they be putting with other stuff. We're not going to get into that. But I was really much so thinking this is basically Netflix, I guess. But nonetheless, Joan starts to feel a little bit about this because sort of getting ridiculed on TV, her life being put out there, everybody around her realizing it's about her and realizing how she really is. It's too much to put out of your personality out there for everybody to see. And so the weight starts to come down on Joan. So she devises a plan. I need Salma Hayek to help me put an end to this. But how do I get Salma Hayek on my side? So Joan realizes that the show's always going to do whatever she does. So what she is going to do is make Salma Hayek be sort of like, hey, I don't want this show either if it's going to depict my likeness in this way. So what Joan finds out is that the terms and conditions that Joan had signed when going for the streamer basically said they can use her likeness and all of this, and she didn't read the terms and conditions. Always read the terms and conditions. And now she is going to say, you know what? Maybe Salma Hayek can pull the plug. So she goes ahead, eats a bunch of food, a bunch of laxative, dresses up like a cheerleader, and goes and defecates at a wedding. Very random string of events, right, to put together to realize what to do to make the other person feel humiliated not to do that. Because I was just like, that was one of the most insane plans, right? Salma Hayek sees this, gets pissed because we see the likeness of Salma Hayek do this as well now, goes and tries to get it all done, the show pulled, all of that, realizes that she herself has also signed the terms and conditions where they can use her likeness for whatever. There is no, nothing that's off the table for them to do. So they get together and they devise a plan. We are going to go to Streamberry. We're going to pull the plug on the computer, destroy it, get it done. They do this, eventually leading up to the computer, which they get to. And there is Michael Cera, who basically says, hey, you can't do this. You can't do any of this because y'all aren't even the real ones. Y'all aren't the real Joans. What's going on is that this Joan that we've been following this whole time is actually a likeness of the actress Annie Murphy, who is actually in Schitt's Creek, which is also talked about on the show. So it's pretty much adding another layer to things. So he says there is actually a source Joan who all of this is based on. So source Joan is here. She's the base, right? And then we have Annie Murphy playing Joan at level 1, as Michael Cera says. And then we have Salma Hayek playing Joan at level 2. So there's levels to all of this. How many levels it goes up is definitely not something we know right now. So even Michael Cera says, I'm not the real Michael Cera. I'm just the likeness of Michael Cera. So it very much so goes super, super deep in there. Ultimately, Joan, who is being played by Annie Murphy here, the one we've been following, decides, I'm destroying the computer. It doesn't matter. And she goes with an axe to it and is ready to hammer it straight. And then the CEO comes through and be like, don't do this. It's going to wipe out everybody, all of us here. Then Joan Salma Hayek's like, yeah, don't do this actually, if that means we're going to pretty much disappear and all of that. What we see happen, however, is Joan, who is being played by Annie Murphy here, says, it doesn't matter what I do. Even if I want to stop this, what is to say that the source Joan hasn't already come here, because we are reenacting everything. So we're going to have to see what the source Joan does, and just like that, the source Joan is in fact destroying the computer, and we see everything be wiped. The Annie Murphy Joan turns into Source Joan, and then we see the Salma Hayek Joan turn into Annie Murphy. They both get in trouble, and then we see a little bit later that Source Joan is at the coffee shop working there, and then we see the real Annie Murphy come through. Both of them have ankle monitors on them and just talk about how they've missed each other and share a little moment there. And then we get a little bit of a post-credits as well, where we see the real Joan doing the whole cheerleader outfit thing as well, because she was probably thinking, yeah, I don't want the show being depicted of me anymore as well, so I'm going to embarrass Annie Murphy. Annie Murphy wants to embarrass Salma Hayek, and it just goes in a chain like that. Salma Hayek's Joan does it as well, so whoever was playing Salma Hayek, you get the gist. So very good episode. I think we definitely get a lot of social commentary. Like I said, it very much so is talking about AI, I feel, as well, as we see these generative things coming up every day now. The Wes Anderson thing, where we see also these AIs that are meant to be people who have been dead for some time now, artists and all of that, talking again. We have heard that they are making the final Beatles record using an AI of John Lennon to finish it up. We've heard about shows being used to make AI and all of this stuff with AI. But I think it also is not just talking about AI, but also the sort of want that people have to see other people's lives sort of be presented to them and sort of be clowned about things, because that's all we saw Joan be clowned about, and the show be about is just her misfortunes and everything that's happening in a sort of a comedic way. And I think that's sort of trying to show what we see with reality TV as well, but more than reality TV in today's age, we see it online, where we see these personalities or these people or whoever it may be, whether they're on a prank channel, whether they are sort of caught in a moment and things like that on videos. We know there's a lot of video everywhere now. They are sort of being clowned, and it turns into this whole thing where somebody's like 15 minutes of fame is just that, being clowned for weeks or a month or so, and then you move on to the next person. And that's exactly what they talked about in the episode as well. With Streamberry, was said that they could make a lot of these different shows just based on people with this computer that's able to generate all of these scenarios with deepfakes and all of that with the likenesses they have. And we see this in movies now, where they are using the likeness of characters or even people who may not still be alive in order to bring them into the movie. And it kind of balances between morality of, is this what the person would have wanted or what have you? Or the same thing with posthumous albums, where we have artists who left snippets or parts of a song, and then they're put together and strung up with other artists to create a whole new song that we don't even know what the artist wanted. And I think it really asks that question of you, is this right? Is this right? Like, you see it happening with famous people and all of that, but what eventually does AI do with all of the collective data it has? You could pretty much see yourself on one of these TV shows one day, or movies, because it uses all of the facial patterns it might be trying to find, especially when we're uploading videos or pictures and all of that. You don't know if that data is being stored in order to feed an AI in order for the future for them to be able to create characters. So I think that's definitely an interesting question, and one I want to talk about more for sure in the upcoming weeks. If y'all want to go deeper into this whole thing, we definitely can. That might be a whole podcast episode, as that's something I do want to do. So let me know in the comments below if you want to do that. But like I said, we are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. I really enjoyed the episode. By the end of it, they were out of reality, it seems, or were they? Is there another source that maybe they didn't know about? That's definitely the question it asks of you. And at the end of the day, I think this is a great episode. We'll talk more about it if you want. But as always, like I said, check out the merch both for Pearl down below or in the description or in the screen right here. It helps the channel keep the lights on. Also, make sure you are subscribed. We are running a giveaway at 20,000 subscribers. We do announce that winner, so make sure you're subscribed. Also, hit the notification bell to know when the giveaway is going to be. All you have to do is be subscribed and comment below, I want to enter the giveaway. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the episode and AI and everything this episode talked about in the comments below. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.